Hey everyone, what is going on? So we're going up against my friend Mathemagician. All of his channels will be linked in the description down below. And we're doing our first battles of the Voyager Cup. So the Voyager Cup is going to be April's themed cup as well as the regional cup for April. We are having regionals in April remotely. So that is really exciting. Basically, you have to choose one Pokemon from all of the regions. So one from Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, and either Unova, Galar, or Alola. And then one wildcard pick. So you can go ahead and check out all the rules for this cup. It's pretty interesting. A lot of people have been saying it's basically open Great League, or at least close to it. And I do agree. I don't think that's wrong, but I think that makes sense for a regional type cup, since we are having this for a regional format, right? So it's close to open. It's a little bit different, but I totally understand where people are coming from. But I think that's okay, and I personally think it's an okay cut. It looks okay. It looks pretty good. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at our teams. Now remember, these are actually our first pre-built teams. We have no idea. We might change these drastically. But if you look at our teams, we actually have several of the same Pokemon. We both have Mantine. We both have Toxicroak. We both have Alolan Raichu. We both have a Azumarill. So basically 4 of the 6 Pokemon we both just happen to be using. I don't know if that necessarily means those are going to be dominating this cup, but it was just definitely interesting to note that. And of course I do have the Registeel on my team because it is Open Great League. You could pick that from the Hoenn region should you decide to. So I am for this video. I don't know if you're going to want to pick that over like another Hoenn Pokemon though. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't. We'll have to see. I think there's going to be quite a bit of variety in this cup though, at least that's what it seems like, but we'll have to see. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some Pokemon that dominate, but we'll definitely see. But either way, we're going to go ahead and take the win from Mathemagician in the first game, so it was really good, boosting our friendship as well. So let's go ahead and start commentating these battles. So for the next match, I do lead with my Alolan Raichu. It is from the Alola region, so we are allowed to pick that instead of a Unova Pokemon. So I am going to charge up with Volt Switch. He is going to go ahead and get off this attack. We resist Sky Attack, but it would still do a lot. Now I go for my Wild Charge because I'm like, he'll probably think it's a Thunder Punch and take the attack. That's why I didn't go for Thunder Punch. He actually shields it, so I guess he was reading that it was a Wild Charge, so nice play on his end. We're actually going to go ahead and... Do I go for another Wild Charge? I believe I do. No, yeah, we do. Okay, so he lets that one go through, not wanting to waste his second shield. And I'm actually going to go ahead and commit my second shield on my Raichu just so I could win switch advantage. Perhaps not necessarily the best play, but I decided to do it. These are just early games, and he brings in the Azumarill, and we actually get to the Wild Charge. Fantastic for us. I know the shield has to come. It does not. It does not, excuse me. I was expecting the shield to come. He decides not to. Maybe he thought it was a Thunder Punch. It makes sense if that's what he thought it was. I'm going to bring in my Registeel. I think I might just try and... Do I commit to farming down? I don't know. So let's see. I believe he's going to hit us with a Hydro Pump. He is. So we do take a good amount of damage, and we do go for that Flash Cannon. And is he going to shield this one? He does not, so he's down to his last Pokemon. I make a blind switch. Unfortunately, it's Mantine with Wing Attack. My Mantine actually has Bubble. I'm not sure which fast move you want in this cup. I want to try out different things. So Wing Attack is definitely fantastic, though. Because I have a Azumarill, I probably will want Wing Attack on my Mantine as well, because I already have a Bubble user, right? So I'll probably switch that. Anyway, we can't get to another Sludge Bomb, so I'm going to bring in my Registeel. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be game over. We're not taking a lot from Bubble Beam or Ice Beam, but we're already low. Plus, Mantine is continuing to lower our attack, and he does resist both of my charge moves. So there's nothing my Registeel can do. So we're just going to go ahead and play it out. I do go for the Flash Cannon. And you'll see how much it does not, not much at all. There's no way we're going to be able to win this. Even if I got to another one, I don't think it would knock it out. No, it wouldn't knock it out, but even if it, I know, we wouldn't get to another one anyway, but he'll just knock me out with Ice Beam, so really well play it on his end, and he'll go ahead and take that game. So let's go ahead and jump into another one. I do lead with Wigglytuff. So this is actually not a good matchup for us because he does resist Charm, so I'm going to bail. Now, I bail into my Alolan Raichu. That was a terrible switch, but I had no good switch. I had everything on my team was weak to Venusaur. The Wigglytuff, right? The Azumarill. Alolan Raichu technically is not weak to it, but Venusaur resists all of its moves. So we're not going to win. Definitely bad team composition on my end, and I do it again later in the video. Don't think this is the only time I do it. But yeah, bad team composition on my end, but you know, we're just practicing. This is literally, it was just announced, the Voyager Cup, right? So we're just practicing, and we'll have to learn and not do that like in future battles. But anyway, he will shield that because he knows he's at a great advantage. Probably trying to get to another frenzy plant. He's not able to, but we lost the Pokemon. We're down shields. Our Wigglytuff is almost out. We don't have switch advantage. Definitely not looking good for us. I'm trying to get to this Ice Beam. I do get to it before he gets to a Bubble Beam, so I'll take that. Let's see if he decides to shield this one up. He is going to. I'm going to just try and get as much damage as possible. He's actually farming me down, so I switch into my Azumarill. And after he saw the Azumarill, he probably realized I had no switch against that Venusaur. So he's going to go for Bubble Beam, and that's just going to lower my attack, and he's going to do it again. He wants to continue lowering my attack, so we're able to easily take that, but our attacks are literally doing nothing now. I guess we could still win if he has an Altaria in the back, and I don't even know if I can. I don't remember what he has in this battle. We'll see. But he's just going to continue to do it. Here's another Bubble Beam. And then he switches into a Azumarill. So it's going to be an Azumarill. His might have Play Rough, I'm not sure. But even if it doesn't, our attack is so debuffed, there's no way we're going to do much damage at all. You can see that Hydro Pump literally does nothing. I tried to maybe catch an Ice Beam or something, but wasn't able to do it. It looks like I was close to being able to do it, but there's the Play Rough, going to do a good amount of damage to us. But again, even if he was just going for Ice Beams, he would have won. You know, our Hydro Pump was doing less than like Ice Beam was. So Mantine, definitely an interesting, good pick. You know, that's why it's on our teams. But he is going to go ahead and pick up that win. So fantastic. And let's jump into another one. Mantine, this time versus his Alolan Raichu. So this is terrible. I'm going to have to bail ASAP. And I do decide to switch into my Wigglytuff, Charm eating away. He does switch, but it takes him a little bit, so at least we get some damage off against that Raichu. I'm going to go ahead and take this because there's no reason to block a Bubble Beam. If the shield prevented it from lowering our attack, I might consider shielding it, but it doesn't. I am going to go straight for the Play Rough, and he'll take it. He's able to take it because he lowered our attack, but that's totally fine. We're going to actually be able to knock out this Mantine. He does get off the Bubble Beam, and Mantine falls. So we have to try and somehow figure out how not to pair up my Mantine against his Alolan Raichu. So I'm going to bring in my Alolan Raichu because obviously, as I said, we don't want the Mantine in against that. Going to be able to take this no matter what it is. It is going to be a Wild Charge. It still does a lot of damage. He actually gets off another attack. So I kind of wish I blocked that Wild Charge. This one is going to be a Thunder Punch. But we do get off a Charge attack. I think I go for the Thunder Punch at this point. There's no reason going for Wild Charge. So I actually switch into my Mantine because I wanted to farm him down and get energy. Look how much damage we took just from those Volt switches. So when I saw that, I was actually excited. I go for my Bubble Beam. We just want to lower that attack as much as possible. Now, I do want him to knock me out because I want to bring in my Alolan Raichu. So I'm just going to continue to go for Bubble Beams. Now, even though I'm lowering Azumarill's attack, even one Play Rough is still going to knock out my Alolan Raichu because of how squishy it is, I think. Because we're low. If we were at full health, then no, but we're actually really low. So Bubble Beam, perhaps it's a good thing to pair it up with a bulkier Pokemon, so you're able to take those hits a lot better. Alolan Raichu not that bulky, so he does block the Thunder Punch, totally fine. We do have to block this. Now, because we lowered his attack, his bubbles are not doing that much. Play Rough, as I said, would still knock us out, but his bubbles are severely weakened, so we're actually able to get to that Thunder Punch, and this is going to be enough to knock out the Azumarill. If we didn't lower his attack, his bubbles would have fainted us, so we're lucky we got away with that one. So despite the poor lead, we're actually able to pull it off, so good game. So let's jump into another one. I lead with Toxicroak this time. He's leading with his Alolan Raichu. So one hit from a Wild Charge is going to knock us out. He switches into Mantine. I pull the switch into my Alolan Raichu. He's going to go for a charge attack. Obviously, we don't want to shield this. Now, because we're super squishy, that still does a good amount of damage. But we're able to take it. We're going to be able to take it again. It's going to be another Bubble Beam. I'm just going to feint him down with Volt Switch. So we have Wild Charge and Thunder Punch ready to go for whatever comes in. Hopefully, it's not a Venusaur. We're going to go straight Wild Charge. This is going to do a lot of damage even though he resisted. Let's see. Well, actually, it's not because our attack was lowered. That's right, I forgot about that. So, it's still doing decent damage, but it's not a lot because he did debuff our attack. Totally fine. We get to another Thunder Punch. I don't know if he's trying to farm me down at this point, or maybe farm up extra energy, but he shields that. He does farm us down, so that's fine. At least we took a shield, bringing in that Wigglytuff. So we should be able to charm him down. I do let this go through. Gonna be a Wild Charge. I was calling the bait, but that's okay because we're able to feint him with charm. Out comes a Azumarill, so at least it's not Venusaur, right? So we're going just for a charge attack. Can we get to one? I don't know if we can. It's gonna be close. We do get to a Play Rough, and of course I figure this has to be shielded. He knows Wigglytuff has Play Rough. He actually doesn't shield it, so I was very shocked at that. And we're going to bring in Toxicroak, and I'm going to shield this one up, and all we have to do is just count it down at this point, and that's what we're going to be able to do. So that was a really good game as well. Really well played. I love it. Liking Voyager. I still want to test a lot of Pokemon, so this is going to be more content for you guys. But anyway, we lead with Mantine versus Venusaur. So if we had Wing Attack, this would actually be better because it would be doing super effective damage, but we don't. And we're neutral to grass attacks, so Frenzy Plant will be doing a lot of damage to us. I am charging up for the Ice Beam and baiting him with Bubble Beam. I'm pretty sure, at least at the time I was pretty sure he would block this. Let's see if he does. He does, so at least we get that debuff. Trying to go for the Ice Beam now. We do get to it. So are we going to be able to do the Ice Beam against this Venusaur? We are going to be able to, and then he gets off a charge attack. Oh man, it was a CMP tie. And it did not knock him out, so I'm going to go ahead and shield that up. And he will pull the switch into his own Mantine. We just want to lower Mantine's attack before we leave. So I'm going to go ahead and go for that Bubble Beam. Trying to lower his attack. We do lower it. You know, he's not going to shield it, but even if he did, we would have lowered it. So this is actually not a good situation for us because Registeel's attacks are resisted and they're going to do significantly less after all of these Bubble Beams. You guys know that. So, hello Bubble Beam. I do not have my Alolan Raichu with me this time, unfortunately. So we're going to take another one. Alolan Raichu is actually pretty good against this team outside of the Venusaur. Well, I guess like if you get hit with a Mud Bomb, obviously that's not good against the Toxicroak, but it's good against the water types. Not bad against Altaria. You know, it could at least do some damage. So we're just going to throw Flash Cannons against this Mantine. He will hit us. He's just going to continue to lower. So he actually brings in Venusaur, and we're able to just feint him with Lock On. Maybe he was trying to catch a charge attack. Totally fine. Now, I go for the Flash Cannon here, and then I switch. What I should have done was switch and save that Flash Cannon because our attack was lowered. So that was definitely a mistake on my end. But it is what it is, so we're going to go ahead and shield this one up. It's going to be that Play Rough, of course. And I do charge up for the Sludge Bomb. And I'm going to go ahead and go for the bait, hoping that he takes it, hoping that he shields this attack. He is going to, so we do get that correctly. We just have to go for a Sludge Bomb. He is going to go ahead and get off his charge attack. Can we survive it? I don't know. We're neutral. We do not. Oh man, if we got off that Sludge Bomb. But now he switches immediately into his Mantine. So before our attack is lowered, we're going to do as much damage as possible. I think I commit to fainting down Mantine at this point because I want the energy for the Azumarill to get off the Flash Cannon. Even though he's going to lower my attack, we still want that energy to get off at least one Flash Cannon, possibly 1.5. That's what I'm aiming for. So we do successfully feint down the Mantine with Lock On. And of course we do have that Flash Cannon, so we're going to go ahead and go for it once the Azumarill comes in. So we click on it immediately. Our attack is lowered. I don't think this is enough, guys. Let's see. It is not. So we just need one more. We need one more Flash Cannon. We get to it. So because we farmed down the Mantine, we're able to pull this one off, but it was a very close game. Very well played, and the time actually runs up on that battle, although I had won just before time ran out, but super long game. So for the next matchup, this is the final matchup of the game. He leads with Venusaur, and again, I did the same exact thing. I brought 3 Pokemon weak to Venusaur, so I'm just staying in and hoping he lets an Ice Beam go through. But he's smart enough. He knows that because I'm staying in, I must not have a great answer to Venusaur in the back, so he is going to shield up these Ice Beams. So really well played on his end. He shields up my next Ice Beam as well. I'm just going to go and commit to it, hoping that he doesn't, but as I told you, he does. So we do get to the Ice Beam. And we're going to go ahead and try and get this off against the Venusaur. He's not going to allow it. And yeah, I mean, what can I do? I could switch maybe to try and catch the Frenzy Plant, but I don't want to catch the Frenzy Plant with anything I have in the back. So I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we bring in the Wigglytuff. Of course, we know he has Sludge Bomb. Even a Frenzy Plant would do a lot. You know, I tried to maybe catch the Sludge Bomb, but it didn't matter anyway. He's going to hit us with that Sludge Bomb to knock us out. And we bring in my Alolan Raichu. This is actually where he sweeps my entire team with Venusaur. So he's going to go for that Frenzy Plant and knock me out. Even if it doesn't knock me out, he's going to be able to with Vine Whip. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. See you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for checking out my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, check out one of my other videos that you'll probably enjoy.